In this video, you're going to watch me build a fully automated AI lead generation system for a client of my AI automation agency. And if you're wondering who I am, my name's Finlay, and for the past 20 or so months, I've been implementing AI lead generation systems for businesses of all different sizes. Some only have 5 employees, some are Fortune 500 companies, and along the way, I've been able to teach over 30,000 people how they can start using AI. This video is going to be incredibly valuable because you won't just learn how to build it, but you'll also be able to witness my entire thought process while building something live for a client. So this video should equip you with the knowledge and the skills of how to build an AI lead gen system like this if you're a business owner or if you're an AI agency beginner trying to sell this system. Now, we've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. So before we dive into the live build and actually what it is that I'm going to be building, I want to show you the client that I'm going to be building this for. So the client that we're going to be building this for today is called Herrera Halal Cat Food. And as you can see on screen, they are the only certified 100% halal cat food. So they're an e-commerce store. And as you can see here, they've got a variety of options of different types of cat food. And if you look in the bottom right hand corner, we can see this little widget. And once we click on it, it pulls up a customer support chatbot. Now this is a system that we have built, and we're going to be building the system today off the back of the infrastructure that our agency has already put in place. Now with that in mind, our client has a problem that every single business owner has. Let me show you. So their problem is conversion. Pretty much every business has this problem, and the system that we're going to be implementing is going to directly solve that problem to generate the more leads and more sales. So if you look in the top left corner, we can see over here our goal. Our goal is pretty simple. We want warm leads, email addresses. Leads should be easy to convert, and they should also be qualified. And by generating these leads and being able to extract the high quality, almost golden nuggets of the website traffic, it's going to make the conversion and the nurturing process so much easier. So let's take a look at the system. Obviously, their website will have traffic coming into it from various sources. So we have traffic coming to the website that we were just on via paid ads, social media, and word of mouth. And currently, about 80 to 90% of traffic won't convert immediately. Now that's a big drop off, but it's not anything strange for an e-commerce company. So our goal is to be able to generate these sort of leads with this quality so that nurtured conversions make up a larger percent. The only real thing that you can do to improve direct conversions would be improving the website and maybe running a better ad campaign, but obviously we can't really do that with AI automation. So instead, we're going to focus on nurtured conversions, which is a massive part of e-commerce sales. As we saw on the website, the chatbot is already there that we have built. What we're essentially going to do is we're going to add in a small free offer into the chatbot to appeal to the larger percent of drop-off leads. So the good quality leads that don't actually buy anything and instead they leave, that's who we're targeting. As we can see here, about 20 to 30% of the people who don't buy immediately are actually strong fit prospects. And instead of them committing to a paid product, the actual cat food there, we're just going to get them to commit to a smaller free offer. And in order to do this, we're going to capture the info and qualify the leads, and then that will leave us with our goal of warm leads. We'll have their email addresses. They'll be very, very easy to convert from there because we've already given them some free value, and we're also going to be able to extract the qualified ones and the ones who are pretty much ready to buy and do want to buy this cat food. And then from there, it will be very, very easy to filter them into the newsletter or do a retargeting campaign or any sort of follow-up sequence after that. And that will result in a massive increase in nurtured conversions, or in other words, people who don't purchase whenever they first view the site. So on paper, or on Miro, I should say, this looks incredibly clean and pretty simple. But we've got a lot of systems and compliance laws that we need to work around, so things can get messy pretty quickly. So we're going to get started. I'm going to try and explain everything as simply and as clearly as possible so it's really easy to digest. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're in the back end now. We're using VoiceFlow for the front end of this build. If you guys actually want to get a discount while signing up to VoiceFlow, we do have an affiliate link in the description. So if you do buy using that, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, so the little chatbot widget that we saw on the site, essentially the back end of this customer support chatbot is right here. So we have Fatima. She can essentially answer any question in any language 24/7, super valuable. But as we can see here, it's sort of like open-ended. There is no buttons or real logic in it. You just come in here and type it in, and then she will spit out a response. But what we're going to want to do is add in a button to go down a separate path. And to help you sort of understand what's going on here, we're going to essentially categorize what you see on screen as the customer support side of things. You don't even have to think about that. And if you want to learn exactly how I built this customer support system and get the template, I have another video which should be popping up somewhere on screen now, so you can click on that, go check it out. So the first thing happening here is there's this little welcome note, and essentially all we're doing is we're printing a message that says, "Hi there, I'm Fatima, your personal assistant for Herrera Pet Foods." And then there's only one path that we can can go down. How can I help? And it takes you to the input capture. And we want another path that can basically take them where users can receive their free offer. So to help you visualize it from the front end, imagine you come onto this website, you open up the chatbot to ask a question, or what we could even do is add in a little section down here that says get your cat health and nutrition readiness planners. So what I'm planning to do to add onto this chatbot is having a cat diet and nutrition plan, or like a cat wellness plan, where essentially we come down here and see this little widget here. There's a little bit of text on it. This is obviously very valuable digital real estate. And what we can say here is get your free health and diet readiness plan, so that whenever users open this up, there's two little buttons here. They can go down one path, enter in some information about their cat, and receive a full PDF report, basically giving advice on how you can feed your cat, scheduling and recommended products, and all overall health and wellness tips. That's what the plan is. So what we're going to have to do in VoiceFlow, instead of the how can I help section taking them down here, we're going to have to add in a button section. Beautiful. So I've added in two buttons. So ask me a question or get a free cat nutrition and health plan. So we run this in the emulator, we'll be able to see it. Very nice. So I'm going to join this back up again, and then we're ready to make this section. So in order to generate a cat nutrition and health plan, we're going to need to obviously get some information from the user, and I've got all of our fields written out here. So we're going to need the cat name, the age, the weight, the breed / body type, activity level, preferences, obviously the email address of the cat owner's name, and maybe what sort of foods that they're currently feeding the cat with, you know, wet or dry food, whatever. So I'm going to add in all these questions here. It's super simple and would just be wasting time if I were to show you. So we have what is your cat called, and we're going to store this in a variable called cat name. Okay, so we've added in how old is cat name, the variable from above. Okay, we're now asking for the cat weight, and we're saving this in a variable called cat weight. Okay, we've now got the breed of the cat activity. Okay, we've now got the activity level of the cat. Okay, so I just cut that because it was very repetitive, but I've added in all of the questions and a simple little rewrite at the end. So let's quickly give it a test. So we'll hit run, and hi there, I'm Fatima, your personal assistant. Okay, get free cat nutrition and health plan. What is your cat called? Mittens. How old is Mittens? She is 12. Actually, that's probably a bit too old. I'll say she's 3. What weight is Mittens? 0.5 kg. What is the breed? So I actually don't know any cat breeds, so I'm going to go with a Siamese one. How active is Mittens? Very. Any preferences? Centimeters? No. Sort of food does she? Mice. What is your email? Okay, and if I type in a random one, it should not accept it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, and all of the variables should be filled. Yes. And in the meantime, do you have any questions? Yes, this should rewrite you back up here. Okay, beautiful. So it's essentially like a mini form just within the chatbot. Now, we've just collected everything that we need to make this little mini value proposition come to life and to actually deliver it to the user. The question is, how do we actually do that? Well, I'll show you. And make sure you pay a lot of attention, because this is where things get a little bit tricky. So for the next part of this, we're going to be using make.com. I'm sure many of you have heard of it, very similar to Zapier and N8N, just really simple, and it'll be perfect for this video. Okay, I'm going to come in here and create a new scenario. We're going to call it Array Lead Magnet. Okay, so the module that we're going to want to start with is a webhook. This will basically allow us to send information from VoiceFlow, send variables and the values of those variables into make.com, so then we can do stuff with them. So we're going to come here and select a webhook module, add a webhook and call it Array. Once you create a little webhook, you'll get this address. You want to copy that. Now you can think of it this way. We're essentially going to be posting information to Make the exact same way you post a parcel. So I'm going to show you how to do that. After we collect everything, instead of coming down to this little rewrite field, we're going to make a new card. Okay, so once we get all the information, I'm going to add in another little module here that is essentially going to be an API step. So API, and we're going to be posting the information, and the address is going to be the one we got from Make. Now we need to actually send the variables that we've captured. So I'm going to come to body and hit plus, say cat name. So I'm basically just going to add in all of the variables from these different questions, from all the data that we've taken from the user. Okay, so we've added in all the variables here, and this is going to be sent to make.com. I will give it a very quick test. Run this, send. Okay, so let's send this 200. Okay, that's exactly what you want to see. We've got all of the information inside of Make. Now we can take this information and send it wherever we want. We can send it to certain LLMs to get certain outputs. So now we're going to take this information and get basically a fully tailored branded PDF to send back to the user, obviously being a health and wellness plan for their cat. So the first module is going to be a basic filtration system. We are going to basically filter out the time wasters and figure out if all of the inputs are actually legit and they make sense, so we can even use them to generate an output. So for this, I'm going to use OpenAI and 5 Nano. Okay, so I've made a very basic filtration system, and I'll show you it now. Role, you are an expert filtration system. You operate on behalf of an AI lead magnet for a company that sells halal cat food, and I've basically put in all of the submissions from the VoiceFlow chatbot and said, if you think of it this way, could you use the above above submissions to generate a cat nutrition and health plan. If not, output 0 and only output either 1 or 0. And we'll give it a very quick test. So if someone enters complete gibberish like I have, it should output 0, and we have got the result 0, so we know it's working fine. Okay, so now we're going to create the module which is going to actually generate the cat nutrition and health plan. Now this is the most important part of the build, and if there's something wrong with this module, then the entire scenario will not work. So you have to be really careful here. Now for this, my choice of LLM is going to be Claude. I'm probably going to use Sonnet 4 just because it's so good with this type of stuff. We'll say 20,000 tokens and I'll begin writing the prompts now. Now I'm not going to show you the entire prompts, but what I will do is I'll write it out and then I'll reveal to you at the end exactly what I've done and immerse it in a role of a cat nutritionist, if that's even a thing, and basically tell it, okay, these are all of the inputs, generate a plan, and make sure it's tailored to what the user has said. Okay, so I'll show you the prompt that I've written out. So I've basically given it all of the variables from VoiceFlow, and then I've came here and I said, here's an example, although yours should be not 11 times better, it should be 100 times better. And then I've just got ChatGPT to make me a quick example. And then here is the system prompt. So basically saying you're an expert cat health and nutritionist. You're writing this on behalf of Hurayra Halal. And then I've given it some information about Hurayra Halal. And then just basically said it should be elaborate, personal, and highly tailored. Now take a deep breath and generate a cat plan for the cat. So we're going to save that and then save this. Okay, let's take back a second, take a deep breath and think, okay, where exactly are we? So we've got the fields in VoiceFlow that ask for all the information about the cat to generate the free nutrition/health plan. We've got the data in make.com and we've got a basic filtration system to filter out the time wasters, and now we've actually got the plan generated. We just need to get it back to the user. So now what we have to do, we have to get this output and wrap it up in beautiful HTML. Now this is also a really time consuming part. It's mainly these two Claude modules, so I'll try to speedrun this and also make it really clear what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so I've added in the formatting module and I'll show you what I've done. Essentially the system prompt is I'm saying you're a Claude, an elite HTML formatting expert, blah blah blah, your core skills lie in transforming plain text into beautifully structured HTML. Told it that you're doing it for Hurayra Halal, gave it some image links, and up here I've given it a nice example, and then I basically fed in this is the cat name and this is the text that you should be formatting. For this I am using Claude Sonnet 4 with 25,000 tokens, and for the most part you can really just let Claude do its thing because it is so good at writing HTML and especially for PDF. So for the most part it should be fine, it'll know exactly what to do, but all we have to do now is actually place it into an HTML and send it back to the user. So for this all we're going to do is use PDFCo and convert HTML to PDF. It's really easy to set up this integration. All you need to do is go to PDFCo, sign up, get your API key and pay, I think it's like £16 per month or something like that. It isn't too expensive. Anyway, we're pasting in the HTML and the file name will be plan for the cat name. Save that. Okay, so now we have the HTML output from Claude being thrown into a PDF, and then we're sending that PDF to the user via an attachment and just saying cat plan for cat name. So as of now the lead magnet should completely work, but I'm just going to add in a basic qualification section and also a little Airtable database to store all of these leads. So all I'm going to do now is create a basic Airtable database to store all of these leads because we already know they're qualified. I mean, they've come to the site, they've requested free value, and if they pass this basic filtration system, then they pretty much are already qualified, right? So all we need to do is just store them in a secure repository like Airtable. So in Airtable, I'm going to create a new workspace. I'm going to call it Hurayra Leads. Okay, so I've created a new Airtable database. I've just added in all of these fields: cat name, owner, email, cat age, etc, etc. And I'm going to add in an Airtable module in make, create a record. I'm going to add in a new connection. I'm going to call it Hurayra, hit save, and we're going to choose Hurayra Leads, grant access. Okay, Hurayra Leads, beautiful. Table is going to be table 1. And then all we need to do is simply map in the fields that we have got from VoiceFlow. So the cat name is going to be the cat name, and the owner email is going to be email. So let me just do this for all of them. And of course, we're going to have to add in the attachment. So we're going to add in the URL and the name, cat name, plan, and then hit save. Okay, so just to rewind, I'll share with you exactly what's going on. So we're receiving the information from VoiceFlow. OpenAI is going to filter between the good leads and the bad leads and the time wasters. If we actually have everything required to generate the plan, we're going to generate the plan, format it with HTML, put it into a PDF, send it back to the user, and store it in Airtable. That being said, I think we're ready for a test, so let's hit run. So we're going to head back to VoiceFlow and just hit run as well. And we'll get our free cat nutrition and health plan. So our cat is called Mittens. Mittens is 1 year old and he is 0.7 kg, British short hair, not very active. He's a very lazy cat. He has no preferences. Say no here. She eats salmon at the moment. Idensy efficacy idoc. Okay, so enter in our email. Okay, we have received the information from the webhook. Okay, beautiful. And we have passed the filtration system, so it is outputted 1. So we can see Claude is actually generating the output and it's just finished, and now we're going to be formatting it with HTML. So Claude has written the HTML. Let's check it out. All looks good. Oh no, we're going to have that nightmarish little HTML tag. Shouldn't be an issue though. Looks promising. Okay, and we are finished. So we've received a new email about 1 or 0 minutes ago. Beautifully formatted. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely delightful. So we can see we've got the brand up here, nice and on brand. We've got some recommendations. One little issue is the color of this text here. Now, obviously this is an easy fix. All I need to do is go into Claude and tell it to not do this again. And then we've got our call to action here, which yes, the URL does pop up, and the most important part is going to be this. So like I pointed out, there is going to be this little HTML thing, but that's really easy to remove. Premium halal nutrition plan for mittens. This is perfect. So we can see everything's in here. Let's have a quick read through it. And there's no creature on earth but that upon Allah is its provision. So we're even getting quotes from the Quran, which I do like. Expertly crafted for your precious British short hair. Oh, this is so good. The Herrera promise, where faith meets feelings. So what, Herrera? Beloved cat fell ill. So it's even talking about the owner, the guy that I work with from Herrera Halal. That's really cool. So Mitten's unique profile, growing phase, and 1 year. So special considerations. We've got scientifically calibrated daily feeding schedule. So 12 grams in the morning, 12 grams in the midday, and 11 grams in the evening. Some hydration recommendations. We've also got some specific recommendations from Herrera. And because I said she likes salmon, it's kind of tailored it considering that. So fish forward formula, gentle digestion. I actually thought it ended there, but it doesn't. There's an advanced wellness guide as well. Use filtered water and consider multiple stations. British short hairs have naturally low thirst drives. Grooming excellent. Brush 2 to 3 times weekly with a quality bristle brush. Got some health monitoring and some weight management factors as well. So we've also got a 7-day transition protocol. So it basically tells them how they can safely transition from salmon to Herrera's premium halal nutrition. We've got a section for proven results. I'm sure I'd have to fill that into a knowledge base to get like accurate ones, but still cool how it's added that in. And here is the ending. We've also got the halal monitoring committee logo that Herrera have actually achieved. We've got that in the PDF as well. Basically giving a summary and talking about the financials of, you know, getting Herrera pet food, and also a little support section, and also some more quotes from the Quran or from Prophet Muhammad, which is great as well, and their logo at the end. So as you can see, this is incredibly valuable, and everything has been stored in Airtable. So we're basically creating a really valuable list of boiling hot leads, completely automated, while also providing loads of value and improving your brand image. So once I publish this chatbot, instead of it just, you know, being able to provide customer support, we basically have this free offer that is inside of the chatbot. This is getting, you know, I think like 150, even more. So once I publish this chatbot, obviously I'm going to go over and make sure there's no typos or errors in this, but I'm not going to do that in this video. But it's basically allowed us to add a little mini offer inside of the chatbot. And these guys are getting hundreds of submissions a week. So pretty much everyone who fills out this cap plan and receives the value is automatically a qualified lead, provided that, you know, passes through the filtration system, leaving us with a massive lead of boiling hot leads that's very easy to add into the newsletter or to go ahead and target, do whatever with. Also, you can do some A/B testing, trying different AI lead magnets to determine which one is going to get the most people to use it and ultimately generate the most leads. But for the most part, I think this one would work really well, especially when the output is that high quality. And it's safe to say we've absolutely smashed our goal of warm leads with their email addresses that are easy to convert and also are qualified. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially built an AI automated lead generation system. You probably didn't think it was possible, but of course we have done it. If you are interested in a system similar to the one that we built in this video, this is only a small slice of what our core offer is, our AI lead magnet kit. There's so much more in there that can guarantee you to generate loads of leads on autopilot. Our Calendly is in the description, so if you want to have a chat, head down there and we can book in and have a chat. Also, we have some affiliate links for some of the software that we've used today, mainly VoiceFlow and Make.com, but I believe in our learning center we have some affiliate links, so if you want to sign up using those links, you can save a little bit of money and help support me and this channel. I really do hope that this video was valuable, and obviously I did have to skim past quite a lot of parts, but for the most part I think you get the idea of how we make systems like this. If I were to make a full live walkthrough, it would be like 3 or 4 hours, so the summary should be able to do. Anyway, listen, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like these sorts of videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.